Welcome to Squirrel, the podcast for distracted writers, hosted by Candace J. Thomas and Jodi L. Milner.
Hello, squirrely people. This is Candy.
And I'm Jodi.
And welcome to Squirrel, the podcast for the distracted writer. Today we are on episode 35. Ta-da! We are talking books again. So it's always one of my favorite episodes when we talk books. I'm just the worst. I love books so much.
This is Candy's self-indulgence episode.
Oh my gosh. It was really hard for me. It's always hard for me to slim down my pickings because I want to talk about all of the books.
You don't want to pick your favorite child?
No, heavens, no. I want to show them. I want to share all of them. So anyway, okay. So I gave Jodi a task of finding nonfiction books that were inspirational in creating a specific, like creativity or inspiring you to do something like that. And they didn't have to necessarily be self-help books. They could be whatever. Just if you found it inspirational. So anyway, that's where we're gonna start. And I'll start with my first pick. All my books are kind of small.
They're so cute.
And I brought them for show and tell.
Because we all can see it so
well.
Yes,
I know. Maybe I'll show this to the patrons. But my first book is called Gift from the Sea by Anne Morrow Lindbergh. And it's an older book, but I'm a beachcomber. I am. I love shells. I'm always picking up shells. And so what this book is, it's a collection of essays that Morrow Lindbergh did when she was in like a beach shack in Florida, probably writing other books, but this is just like a side project, a way to get your creativity flowing, I guess. But she was kind of stuck by a lot of these shells. You find all these different kinds of shells and what do they mean in your life? And so I was very struck by how the narrative really affected me in my personal life, like being a mother and being in a specific kind of role that I was never prepared for, and what I had to grow into in being a woman and being a mother and a role model. And so I just felt that there's a lot of wisdom to it. And I know that it's older, so there probably are very dated references in there, but it still didn't change the fact that it specifically spoke to the woman in me and the roles that I need to protect and portray and everything like that. So and I loved this little book so much. I really did. You should not read it when you're in labor, says the person across the room from me.
There's a story attached to that I might share as a special.
But it's just beautiful. And one of the things that she mentioned that has stuck with me is you shouldn't keep all the shells. You should just keep one. The one specific one that is speaking to you, that is encompassing all those feelings. So that has helped me not take all the shells home, but and being very selective in my specific treasures. So yeah, there you go. Number one.
Alrighty.
Go for it.
So my number one, I take prompts literally.
It wasn't a prompt.
But the prompt was nonfiction that inspires creativity. At least that was how you titled the episode.
Yes,
so I'm like,
I did.
I will hone in. I will hone into this.
It does say though in the title, these don't need to be self-help. But
I didn't choose self-help
but a story,
ones.
Event, or just writing that helps improve us.
Who says I read the instructions that closely?
It's why they're there. So you made me write that. It's the template.
I can't make you do anything. All right, my first pick is actually one that you recommended. Is the Find Your Unicorn Space.
Oh, yes.
Reclaim Your Creative Life in a Too Busy World. By the way, every single pick I have has a really long subtitle. But this is by Eve Rodsky.
They always have like a little subtitle.
Yes.
Sorry, Eve Rodsky.
Yes,
Sorry
thank
about
you.
that. I was talking over her name. Anyway,
Shame.
Tell me about this book. that I recommend it to you.
Well, I know you know about this one.
It's got the prettiest cover.
It has
ever.
a very, very bright color.
I have to thank actually Reese Witherspoon for telling me about this book. So
thank you, Reese.
Yeah.
All right. So the most important takeaway from this book was it gave me all sorts of reasons to prioritize my creativity, and not just for my career path, but for also personal fulfillment and enjoyment.
That's what the whole
find
book
your
is
unicorn
that. Space. The unicorn space is your creative time and space
and
energy.
It's protecting that time and making sure you get it because it's instrumental in mental health. It's instrumental in fulfillment and just having that spark of something you're excited to work on as often as you can. This book does have some very aggressive political stances in it.
There's some things that
there's
you can
a couple things in it
kind of not
that I did not necessarily agree with.
Yeah,
but the overall message of prioritizing creativity and finding things that bring you joy that you can either make with your hands or with your mind. I love that message, and I think we need to hear more of that.
That's awesome. Very good. Okay, my next pick, I don't have the book with me. I couldn't find it. I think it's packed in a box somewhere in my garage, I guess. But it's The Tao of Pooh by Benjamin Hoff. Do you know this book? Everybody knows this book.
I know this. I don't think I've actually read it.
Well, there was a time when I was about 16 when I was obsessed with Winnie the Pooh. Now, okay, here's the deal. I still love Winnie the Pooh. And if you still get me stuff that's Winnie the Pooh, I will love it, everyone. Send me all the Pooh. Okay?
Put that on a t-shirt.
Send me all the Pooh, everyone. So I wanted to read, I had like all the little collections of A.A. Milne stuff. And I saw this, it's like T-A-O. Yes. Is how it's spelled, but it's pronounced Tao, the Tao of Pooh. But I didn't know exactly what it was. I thought it was just another story. Well, it's really not. It goes into a lot of the like Taoism philosophies and liking them to different Pooh characters. And it was super enlightening because it made sense. I was like, okay, so this is how Pooh acts, and this is how Rabbit acts, and you know,
they're all very different personality types.
Oh yeah,
very much,
very much, and it can become specific to these different traits in Taoism. I'm not a practicing Taoist. I can't even remember very much of it. That's why I'm really regretting not finding that book. But it's a really interesting, you know, there's a lot of different metaphors to just life in general and looking at it in a way that is Winnie the Pooh-ish. And so it's charming, and I think people should read it because it was really inspiring and really fun.
It's a good one. So my next one is a writing book, but it was a good one, and it was one that was done in a way that was joyful and playful because it's a Chuck Wendig.
Oh, okay.
And this is one that I'm going to have to edit the name for meaning of the podcast. This is The Darn Good Story.
We should just...
It is The Darn Good Story.
Someday just go and get that adult content.
Well, if I have my druthers, eventually it's just going to happen because my mouth.
Okay, darn fine story. Okay.
Yeah, you get it.
I love this book.
If you search for Chuck Wendig, you're going to find it. And so this one is a funny romp through how to do good storytelling.
It's a good, like, it's story arc.
It's basically. Story arc. It talks about, it has all these really good examples. Like, it uses pop culture in a way that is both insightful and hilarious because, you know, both good and bad examples abound. And so, like, for me, it helped me take a deeper look at my own storytelling and ways to drive home, like, because his big thing is character relationships and how if you don't have characters interacting with each other and growing and learning and all that, then you don't have a story. And that helped me with my analytical brain of this must be this and this must be this and this is how we drive the bus to this destination. Like, it helped me realize that you have to have people like interacting with each other in a very personal way.
Yeah. So, and then one thing I really liked about that book was the like side notes. He always had like little side notes that were hilarious, and it made me not take writing as seriously as I
Oh yeah.
You know, so it was really kind of relaxing on my brain going, okay, I'm okay with this. He gets it. Okay, we're good. You know, I can write now. We're fine. That's awesome. Okay. The next one is really little. It is. I got this
It is adorable.
It's not that old. I want to say somebody gave this to me actually for Christmas.
You could stick that in your back pocket.
Yeah, it's called The Little Frog's Guide to Self-Help. Oh, no, sorry, Self-Care. The Little Frog's Guide to Self-Care by Maybelle Ike.
I need to look at it. Yeah, I got nothing.
I'll get it on the blog because I don't exactly know how to say that. I'm going to say, but I love this. Like, our little frog person is always wearing heels or boots and a toadstool hat. Look at that. Isn't that so cute?
Wow.
I say, look at it. Look at everybody on through the microphone. But it's just the cutest. It has just little cute sayings like, I will be gentle with myself. And doing the splits with high white go-go boots.
The boots are pretty impressive.
The boots are awesome.
Knee-high stilettos.
It's just really
this guy
cute.
Has a thing
and
for shoes.
I have a child that has a lot of self-doubt and sometimes really struggles with knowing their worth. And I passed this book over to them just to, go through it and see, make them feel better. And it is that kind of cute because it's got the frog is not afraid to wear any kind of fashionable boots and be itself. Honestly, it's just, I'm showing Jodi all of these
They're so cute
pictures. So look, frog
life
is sitting
is better
on a rainbow
with a cute hat.
Always allowing yourself to find magic in the little things is one of the sweetest ways you can interact with the world.
Aww.
When you look for it, you'll find it. Oh my gosh. See? So charming. I love this book so much. It's just a cute little, it won't even take you like 10 minutes. Oh, and it just dropped.
Now it's on the floor.
So anyway, you should find it.
All right. My next one is one for the ADHD brains out there. And it's called Smart But Scattered. And it's meant for parents helping kids who are having a hard time with executive skills. And so this one's by Peg Dawson. And it's all about understanding the strengths and weaknesses as a neurodivergent, which is something I'm always working on. And so when I read through it, even though it was geared towards this is how you help your 6-year-old get dressed in the morning when it usually takes you 2 hours to help do that, how to help them learn how to acquire that skill using the strengths they have. Because everybody has a different set of executive skills that they're great at.
Smart. What
and
smart
skills that you're not good at. Mm-hmm. And so you're supposed to use the skills you're really good at to shore up the ones that you struggle with. So, yeah, I like to pit my strengths against my weaknesses because, like, for me, incentivizing things is great, but I can't use the same incentive twice because then it's like, it doesn't matter anymore. I've done that one. The tic-tac no longer works. No more chocolate.
Gotcha.
Like, so I have to have, for me, I have to do, it has to be novel and new. And so I'm constantly changing how I do things.
That's awesome. That sounds like a fantastic book. I should have
They
read
do
that,
have
like,
ones
10 years
for,
ago.
like, the original was geared for younger children. They have a teenage one now. And I want to say they should have one that's for adults as well, but I haven't seen it yet.
Gotcha. Very good. All right. My last pick here. Sorry, I only picked 4, everyone. But, I had to narrow it down. Is this book that I just love it so much. And it's called You Can Do Anything Magic Skeleton by Chuck Wendig and Natalie Mitzker.
It strikes me as super funny that we ended up with 2 Chuck Wendigs.
Yes, right? And they're completely different.
So different.
This is not, I have to look at it visually, guys. I'm so sorry. This is not a specific self-help or anything. What it is, when the pandemic started and everyone was kind of down, Chuck Wendig, he put out these really funny, inspirational tweets. That's what this whole book is all of his tweets. And they found an illustrator that would draw these things. And they're kind of morbid.
They're so bizarre.
And it looks a little like Shel Silverstein a bit, But it's just so funny. All of
like
them
it's got
are
a
so funny.
Seussian meets Silverstein feel to it.
I found one that I probably will read. Let me see if I can do. Okay, yeah, sure. This is fine. And now it is today, a day of mediocrity. But sorry, but you aren't mediocre. You're special. Like an evil doll came to life after being struck by lightning, or like a possum who can do math. Do not eschew your talents. Go forth, devil doll. Go forth, geometry possum. Go do your thing. That is one of them.
I love how he's just totally unencumbered by logic, and it works. It works.
It's just so funny.
Super funny.
Anyway, they are very, I won't say that they're not inspirational, because they are. They're always like, you're special. You're doing something that's really hard here. Today is an exceptional day. So, and then it trails off into like, I don't even know. Pass the whiskey. And help me draw this.
I too want to be a geometrical opossum.
Geometry possum.
Geometry possum.
Yeah,
I too
geometry
would
possum.
like to be a geometry possum.
And there's a picture of this geometry possum. I'll put it on the blog for everyone.
He's very geometry.
And the devil doll.
Yes.
Go forth, devil doll. Anyway, you can do anything, magic skeleton. Monster motivations to move your butt and get you to do the thing.
Oh.
That is the subtitle there. Okay, your last one.
Alrighty. So my last one is called The Power of Habit. It's by Charles Duhigg. And this one is also not specifically like creativity or writing centric, but this one was helpful to me because it helped me learn the mechanisms behind habit formation, and also had some really, really interesting anecdotal teaching through storytelling about how people with severe brain damage were able to do like really incredible things because they had created habits. Uh-huh. So someone who was unable to remember like the name of their spouse, where they lived, how to get to the bathroom, like they would learn a habit, like how to do it. And then all of a sudden, like they would autopilot and be able to like function. Like there was some very, very cool science-y talk about how habits worked, and I love brainy stuff, and so it helped me kind of crack into how I could use habits to remove like uncertainty and stress in my day, because if I don't have a really good plan, I get flappy and I get stressed, and then I flop and end up social media-ing for way too long.
Gotcha.
And so building better habits and routines, but using the science for me was very interesting. Like it was a whole new way of looking at things.
That is awesome. That sounds like a really cool book. I'm gonna have to find those too, I think.
And for me, I do listen to them all on audiobook because that's where my focus level is.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. That is totally fine. Especially, I think, self-help stuff. Like, I listen to autobiographies.
Yeah, nonfiction, I think, especially if it's not something that's really engaging for long periods. Like, if I have something else I can do with my hands while I'm listening, then I can still absorb most of it, or at least the parts that are important. I'm hoping hit the brain, even if my eyeballs are somewhere else.
You don't need to... I know that some people don't like the listening aspect because they feel that they miss the details. But when it's this kind of thing, I think that's you'll grab the details that your brain needs.
Oh yeah, you grab the stuff that's important to you, and in that moment, that's all that matters, really.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Any final thoughts here?
My final thought is that if you like the sound of any of these books, go for it. Try them. Maybe they'll have the key that helps you unlock something that you have needed. And we'll have that list on our blog, which will be coming out the day after this airs, which I don't have right in front of me.
That's okay. Don't worry.
But it will be there.
Everyone will know. It's tomorrow, everyone. So
if you're
for
listening to this on release day, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Chances are.
My final thoughts are just, you can sometimes find inspiration in a lot of different places than you thought that you could. So just little books, even little books can make a big impact on you. So the end.
And your books are cute and little. I love it.
They are really fun and cute, but that's okay. we're okay. Big books are good too. Okay, so our next episode is yours, Jodi. Tell us all about it.
Alrighty. Well, next week, this episode comes out really close to St. Patrick's Day, so we're going to talk about 6 ways to make your own luck as a writer.
Ooh. Okay.
And Candy is dying inside.
We'll see how that happens. So, yes, very good. So, just remember us on your daily lives. You know, be that person that is like, I want to buy this person a coffee. They're amazing. Let's do that. Or I really like this podcast. I'm going to like it and share it with other people because it's awesome. So, be that person this week. Think about others. We really are, to be honest, we just need some help and support to make sure that we, can still do this. So, I guess until next time.
Alrighty. It's been fun.
Thank you for listening to the Squirrel Podcast for the Distracted Writer with Candace J. Thomas and Jodi L. Milner. Please like and subscribe to our podcast for updates and new episodes, and find more information at our website, squirrelpodcast.com. Stay distracted, everyone.
I like big books and I cannot lie.
Yes, we sure do.
Okay, I'm going to turn this off now.
Wait. What's the next episode?
Oh, dang it!
Did you turn it off?
No.